Hey man, I'm Jusko from Proud Money. Big changes coming to the Capital One Venture X in terms of airport lounge access, and they are all bad. As far as I'm concerned, Capital One really hurting themselves here in terms of what makes the Venture X competitive to the Amex Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So here's what's happening. As of February 1st, 2026, roughly 8 months from now, Capital One will be taking away all free access for guests of Capital One Venture X cardholders at both Capital One branded lounges and Priority Pass lounges. If you want to bring in a guest as a Capital One Venture X cardholder after that point, you will pay $45 per guest for the branded lounges, $25 if the guest is 17 or under, and then on the Priority Pass end, it will be $35 per person. Currently, the Venture X allows you to bring in 2 guests for free at both Capital One branded lounges and Priority Pass lounges, so a big change there. In addition, authorized users on your Capital One Venture X will no longer have free access to Capital One lounges or Priority Pass lounges unless you as the cardholder pay another $125 to give that authorized user access. Currently, the Capital One Venture X treats authorized users essentially the same as the cardholder, giving them free access and the 2 free guests at Capital One lounges. I should mention here that for the most part we are talking about the Capital One Venture X both on the consumer side and the business side, although after February 1st, 2026, Capital One Venture X business cardholders will still be able to bring in 2 free guests to Priority Pass lounges, but not the Capital One branded lounges. Now there is a way to avoid this fate as a Venture X cardholder, but it will require you to spend at least $75,000 on your Venture X card in a year. If you do so, you will get back the privileges you currently enjoy with guests through the end of whatever that year is, where you spend the $75K and then the following year as well. A pretty terrible nerf in my opinion. Capital One, yes, was giving more than American Express or Chase would give when it came to these airport lounges, but that was kind of the point of the card, that Capital One was going to give you more and was going to take away some of the sort of extra bloat that these other cards had. So they're sort of playing a different game, and if they want to be in this luxury space, they don't really have the cachet of an American Express or even Chase for that matter. So this was sort of a selling point, and now they're getting rid of it. If you are a Venture X cardholder, and I am, I believe that the value proposition of a $395 annual fee card has gone down significantly with this change. Yes, you still have access to the lounges yourself as the cardholder, but the guest access is a big deal. I'm reading things today saying, well, this just takes them in line with American Express and with Chase. But as far as I'm concerned, Capital One was playing a different game, really not in the same sort of league in terms of luxury travel to go toe to toe with these other card companies. So this was one of the things that made them different and made them potentially better for a lot of people. I think the problem with the airport lounge game in general when it comes to these card companies is they lure in too many people with the promise of the airport lounge. Then that creates 2 problems. Number 1, the lounges themselves get overcrowded. So the experience of being in the lounge is not nearly as good as it was, or you might not get in the lounge at all. And then number 2, once you have more people in the lounge, your costs of running the lounge go up. So you restrict access to deal with those problems, and what happens? You reduce the value of your product. I really like Capital One's lounges, but this is a major change to them as far as I'm concerned. And I think for a lot of people, maybe like me, who didn't really want to spend as much to have the Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, this was sort of a middle ground to get some lounge access and to have the ability to bring somebody else with you. If you're someone that travels alone all the time, this won't even matter. But there's also a good chance that if you're someone that travels alone all the time, you might have the Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve already if you wanted to get lounge access. So this is a hit to Capital One as far as I'm concerned in the competition in this sort of luxury travel space, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think they've really shot themselves in the foot with this one. Would love to hear your thoughts about it in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching.